Because of food, we started war, and then we make peace, and then we started war again, all because of food. What else do you think? And because of food, I'm here. Yeah, just to tell you not to eat too much. Yeah, try to put some more spiritual food inside your spiritual body. We start with food and we will end up with food. Don't worry, okay? Nobody knows how to meditate? Yeah? You do. You do, everybody does. You meditate every day on different things. Some meditate on money, some on food, some on boyfriend, some on girlfriend, some on say business, some on children, wives, husbands, business, and textbooks, yeah, and sometimes on fame, position, power, and occasionally on God when business doesn't go well. When all the meditation fails, then we might meditate on God for a while. Yeah. So do not tell me that you don't know about meditation. Yeah. I will have to tell you a different kind of meditation, and by which and with which we will overcome most of the difficulties in this life. And then we do not need to meditate on too many techniques or too many subjects. Instead, meditate on one only, and we get many things or other things. Just like in the Bible stated that, seek you first the kingdom of God, and all the things shall be added unto you. All the miracles, all the satisfaction, all the fulfillment of worldly and heavenly desires come from the kingdom of God, come from the inner realization of our eternal harmony, of our eternal wisdom, and of our almighty power. If we do not get this, we never find satisfaction in this world. Doesn't matter how much money we have, doesn't matter what kind of position we hold, doesn't matter how much things this world has offered at our feet. That's why, again, in the Bible it is said, what good does a man if he gains the whole world and loses the soul, or the kingdom of God? Because the soul is connected with the kingdom of God. The soul can only feel happy in the kingdom of God. And the kingdom of God is within us, is at hand. Once we found the kingdom of God, we never lose it again. And everything else is at our command. Therefore, Buddha has forsake the kingdom of the earth. Therefore, Jesus refused to be the king of the Jew. Officially. His disciples and his followers wanted so much to make him the king of the Jews. But he refused. He said, my kingdom is not on earth. My kingdom is with my Father in heaven. And he even recommended everyone to lay your treasure upon heaven and not on earth, because here things will get damaged and destroyed. What he meant is we should put our attention, our love to realize God, yeah? To God. Love your God with all your soul or your mind or your strength. But it's difficult to understand all this saying in the Bible. Therefore, the Bible say again, seeing you see, but you do not perceive. Hearing you hear, but you do not understand. Why is that? Most of us, when we read the Bible, we only read the vocabulary, and we don't even understand the true impact in the Bible. And also the Bible sometimes stated paradoxical, statements, right? And confuse people. But I do not believe that the Bible is paradoxical. I do believe in the misinterpretation of the later generation, of the ego of the interpreters, who wants to interpret it the way he thinks and the way he understands it, without further deeply study into the subject and meditate on the true meaning of the Bible. For example, in the first chapter of the Old Testament, God say, I made all the herbs in the field and all the beautiful fruit trees. These shall be your meat. Yeah. So meat in that sense means meals, means only food. Doesn't mean meat as what we eat nowadays, like beef steaks or pork chops and what next. Yeah. Is that not so? Yeah. And also, for example, in India, we have a kind of sweet, very sweet, small, very sweet. They call it sweet meat. And if we have never been in India, or if we do not care to truly understand what that means, we put it as meat. And all the masters in India would eat meat by now. Sweet meat. Yeah, understand what I mean? And now if somebody is interpreted and think, wow, nonsense. How can meat be sweet? Probably the author wrote it wrong. Probably he mean lean meat. Yeah. Or probably the interpreter has a kind of double eyeglasses and he read it wrong. Yeah, because sometimes people write it by hand and sometimes, you can see it in wrong light. And if you study in college, sometimes the teacher make a test, like he whispered into your ear one word and then tell you to whisper to the next and the next to the next. And when it turned to the 15 or 50, it changed the whole thing, the whole meaning, the whole word. Is that not so? Do you have that test? Yeah, then you know what I mean. So now, 2,000 years ago, you know what it means. When it changed, when the word, one word changed from the first to the 15th or 50th person, in the same room, same time, within a few minutes, how do you think many thousand words would preserve their purity and originality after 2,000 years? So it's very pitiful for us to, grovel in this kind of darkness and trying to find out the exact meaning of God interpreted by men. So the only thing is we have to pick out what is logical. Try to use all our might and sincerity to pray for enlightenment. At least to pray for the right meaning and the right text from the Bible. And pray to God that we pick out only the right one. Well, I did pray very hard. When I was younger, I'm still young, but When I was younger, I prayed to God every day. I sleep with the Bible every day. I feel better that way. When I was in Vietnam, then I pray with the Buddhist Bible. When I am in Europe, I have no Buddhist Bible, so I pray with the Catholic Bible. And I read every day, one chapter at least. And when I went to the church, I pray for nothing else except, God, if you exist, show me. That's all. Let me know you. Show yourself to me. I never pray for anything else. The same, I pray the same to Buddha. If really you exist, please show me where you are. That's all. So probably because of this prayer and sincerity, I have known God. I have known Buddha. Anyhow, we are good friends now. And nothing big deal. God is there all the time. Has been. Always there and will always be. Just that we ignore God, not God ignores us. And it's so simple that we live in God every day, every second, every splitting moments of our life. But we just don't know. And because we are ignorant of the fact that God takes care of everything, we really do not believe that even one hair falls down is also the decision of the Lord. Is it not so? It says so in the Bible. It is truly so. And we only know that and believe that after we truly experience God. I mean God consciousness. I mean truly know the kingdom of God. Truly surrender. And then we have no more sin whatsoever. In the Bible it says God made man in his own image. That means at least we are very similar to God. Why should we be sinful if we are in the image of God? When somebody is made in the image of someone, is that very much alike? Is that not so? Is that not so the meaning of English? Yeah? Okay. So now if we are very much like God, then we are nothing else except we are God. And didn't Jesus say that everything he does, we can do? And that we are all the children of God. If you are the children of Rockefeller, what do you think you are? Huh? You're Rockefellers. No? Yeah. And you have all what the Father has, or not? Yeah, ask them. Ask the Rockefellers' children. What do they have? They have all the prestige of the Father. They have all the possessions that the Father left for them, or even when he's alive. Is that not so? Yeah. No. The negative power, the Satan power, like us to believe that we are not God, that we are sinful, that we are bad, that everything we do is sin. And we believe in that. Therefore, we don't truly believe in God. No? We like to, but we are conditioned to believe in the opposite direction. Therefore, we are cheated to believe in the opposite power instead of in the power of God. So that's why Jesus had to suffer, because most people do not support him, do not support his ideas, do not support his positive power of speech, of actions, of faith. So they kill him. But at least he has awakened some people in his time and continue to affect many generations after his crucifixion. Yeah. So he has done a great deal to mankind and brought us great civilization. That is the the work of the Messiah, of the prophet. But he was not the only one, and he is not the only one, and he will not be the only one. Because he already promised, everything I do, you can do even better. You can see our world's getting more civilized each day because of the masters of different times has come and graced our earth with their wisdom, with their blessing, with their positive, intelligent energy. So even though sometimes we are not in direct contact with these masters, their energies, their blessing still grace our life and make things different for us and make the world become better and better for us. So now in order to understand all these talk in the Bible or what the Jesus teaching, we must also do what he did. Contemplate on God. Pray in secret. If you have already studied some meditation techniques, please continue. At least it will help you to find some portion of the kingdom of God. And for what I know, the technique that we are doing is not truly a technique because nothing is written down, but the transmission comes through silence and through inner perceiving faculty, not through verbal exchange. And so for what I know, this kind is the best, quickest, and the last door to God's kingdom. It also says in the Bible that we should eat vegetarian. In Psalm 78, God say, don't kill any more she-goats and he-bullock to make offering to me. Stop all this killing of the innocent lives. Otherwise, your hands are full of innocent blood. And when you pray, I will turn my head away. I will not hear you. Stop all this, otherwise I will not forgive you. Is that not so? Yeah? And elsewhere it said, meat for the belly and the belly is for the meat, and God will destroy both. Also elsewhere it said, don't mix with people who drink wines and eat meats. No? Is that not so? And elsewhere it's stated in the story that some of the people requested God give them meat to eat. And he was very angry. He made meat rain down from heaven, and after that he killed every of them who eats meat. Is that not so? Aren't you not frightened enough? When he says elsewhere, do not make your body become a graveyard. Bury dead bodies. Didn't he say so in the Bible? All this, what I said, was it not true? Did you read it? Yeah, but you didn't want to hear. You didn't want to understand. You're just passing by. Yeah, pass by. And you read what the portion where the priest slain all these beasts and roasted them and smoke come all black to the heaven and make temple become a slaughterhouse. Yeah. The spiritual aspect of vegetarian diet is very clear. Non-violence. Thou shalt not kill. Okay? When God said to us, thou shalt not kill, he did not say human beings. He said all beings. Didn't he say that he made all the animals to befriend us, to be helpers to us? And didn't he put all the animals in our care? He said, take care of them, rule over them. And when you rule over your subjects, do you kill your subjects and eat them? And become the only king? No one else is there. Yeah. So now you understand when God says that, we must do it anyhow. No need to question Him. He says very clearly, but who understands God? Except God. So now we have to become God in order to understand God. Yeah, I invite you to be God-like again. Be yourself. Be no one else. To meditate on God doesn't mean you worship God. It means you be God. You realize that you and God are one. I and my Father are one. Didn't Jesus say so? And if He say He and His Father are one, we and His Father also are one, because we are also the children of God. And He say what He does, we can do even better. So we might be even better than God. Who knows? Why worship God when we don't know anything about God? Why so blind faith? We must know first what we worship. Just like you must know who is the girl you're going to marry before you marry her. Nowadays it's modern. We don't marry by blind date anymore. So why should we worship God in our blind faith? Yeah, we have the right to demand God to appear, to make Himself known to us. We have the right to choose which God we like to follow. So now, you see, it is very clear in the Bible that we should be vegetarian. And by all scientific reason, we should be vegetarian. And by all health reason, we should be again vegetarian. And by all economical reasons, we should be vegetarian. And by all compassionate reason, we should be vegetarian. And by saving the world slogan and spirit, we should be vegetarian. It is stated in some research that if the people in West America would eat vegetarian once a week, we would save 60 million people every year. So be a hero, be vegetarian, by all reasons. A fully divine person is a fully human being. A fully human being is fully divine. Now we are only half human beings. We do things with hesitation. We do things with ego. We do not believe that it's God who arranges all this for our enjoyment, for our experience. We separate sins and virtues. We make a big deal out of everything. Understand? And accordingly judge ourselves and other people. And accordingly suffer by our own limitation about what God should do and things. Understand? Actually, because God is inside us and we'll limit Him. We like to enjoy and play everything, but we don't know. We just say, oh, you shouldn't do that. And say to ourselves, yeah, I shouldn't do that. I must not do this. But why vegetarian? You would ask me. Yeah, I know. Vegetarian is just because the God inside us wants it. You understand? It's against our principle of not wanting to be killed. We ourselves doesn't want to be killed. Or we ourselves doesn't want to be stolen things, for example. Now if we do that to other person, means we against ourselves. And that makes us suffer. What everything you do against yourself make you suffer. Now you cannot beat yourself and you shouldn't starve yourself, for example. Same thing, we should not kill, understand? Because that's against the principle of life. That makes us suffer, so we don't do it. It doesn't mean we limit ourselves in that way, you understand? That means we expand our lives to all kinds of lives. Our lives will be not limited in this body, but extended to the life of the animals and all kinds of beings. And that makes us grander, greater, happier, and limitless, okay? You see, most of the war which happen in this world due to economical reason. Let's face it. And economical reason came more urgently through hunger, Understand? And through lack of food in different countries, through lack of equal distribution of food. Now, if you care to read magazines and research about vegetarian diet, you would know very well to raise cattle and animals for meat cause our economical bankruptcy in all aspects, cause hunger of the world, at least of the third world. And it's not me who say this, it's you, the American citizens, who made this kind of research and wrote these books. You can go in any bookshops, read vegetarian research, yeah? Read, food process research. You can read like Diet from New America, from John Robbins. Yeah, he's very famous. Ice cream hero. Ice cream, millionaires. Yeah. And he gave it all up in order to be a vegetarian and write a vegetarian books against his family's tradition and business. It could mean lots of money, prestige, and business to him. But he did it for the sake of truth, yeah? That book is very good. But there are many other books and magazines which give you a lot of information and facts about vegetarian diet that could contribute to world peace. Yeah? You see, we bankrupt our earth materials for food by feeding cattle. You know how much protein, medicine, water supplies, manpower, cars, trucks, road made, and how many hundreds thousands of acres of land has been wasted before a cattle is good enough for one meal. Understand? And all these things could be distributed equally to all kind of underdeveloped countries. And then we save the hunger problem. And once, if a country is in need of food, he probably will invade another country just to save his own people. But in the long run, it created bad cause and retribution. Understand? As you sow, so shall you reap. If we kill someone for food, we get killed for food later in some other form in the next time, next generation. It's a pity that we are so intelligent, so civilized, and yet most of us do not know the cause of our neighboring countries' suffering. That is through our palate, through our taste, through our stomach. In order to feed and nourish just one body, we kill so many beings, and we starve so many fellow beings, fellow human beings. Don't talk about animals yet. Understand? And this guilt, consciously or unconsciously, will weigh down in our conscience. It makes us suffer cancers, tuberculosis, other kind of incurable disease, including AIDS. Ask yourselves why our country, the Americans, suffer the highest rate of cancers in the world. Because we eat a lot of beef. We eat more meat than any other countries. And ask yourself why the Chinese or the communist country, they don't have that higher rate of cancers. They don't have meat. Understand? That's what the researcher says, not I say, okay, so don't blame me. You can compare India with other countries who eat more meat, and you know, okay? Compare the aggressive of those religious sects who eat more meat than others. Yeah, and you see the difference. And you see the animals who eat meat are more aggressive even than the animals who eat vegetable. No, even in animals' kingdom there are differences.